Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's final video. We're going to have a look at the weather. So 10-14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 1st of September, and we'll be able to extend that beyond that. We've extended GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. Gets us into the second half of September now, and I should get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first video says our 6-day UK weather forecast, and we've also released the detailed European outlook as well. Please like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much to all of you for your submissions for the autumn and winter part of the GavsWeatherVids 2025 calendar. So absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for all of your pictures and whatnot. James 098 myself will start going through those shortly. And we will pick out our 6 for the calendar, and then we will have the, full 12 for 2025 locked in. And then we'll start creating the calendar, and that's going to be absolutely epic, and we'll let you know how and when you can buy the calendar. I think it will be going on sale on the 1st of October, but that's all to be confirmed. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, okay, well, I tell you what, we've got a tweet from me. Well, is it a tweet or an X? It's an X, really, isn't it? I still call it Twitter myself. I think most people do. But anyway, whether it's a tweet or an X, we've had something from a UK Met. They have named a storm for tomorrow. So we've got hashtag Storm Lillian has been named, and is forecast to bring strong winds and heavy rain to parts of the UK tonight and on Friday morning. Stay hashtag weather aware. There we go. Quite unusual to get a named storm in August, but has happened in the past. I remember in 2020 we had 2 of them, I think, 2 named storms in August 2020. So this is likely to give, so it can happen, this is likely to give widespread wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour through northern England. Whoops, get that to come back. No, there's Lilian coming in there. The bigger low is the remains of Ernesto, so this isn't Ernesto, this is a separate thing. A small core of 65 to 75 mile per hour winds are possible. Goodness gracious. So it's going to be a wild old day tonight. Well, wild night tonight and a wild day tomorrow as well, as Storm Lillian comes sweeping in. No, stay safe if you're in that yellow area just there. North Wales, North Midlands up to northern England. It's going to be a wild one. Stay safe from Lilian. Right, okay, yeah, let's have a look at central temperature. CT is now at 17.4. That's 1.7 degrees above 61 to 99 average provisional to yesterday, 21st of August. We remain in the 17th, but that has come down quite a bit from where it was, back a few days ago. So we'll see whether we can hold on to the 17s or whether we tumble down into the 16s. If we get some hot weather later next week, that would help to keep us in below 17s, I would have thought. And we could well do so. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. Looking at Maidstone today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Maidstone. A little bit above average at the moment, associated with below pressure, but contains the humid air from Hurricane Ernesto. Things are going to be cooling down into the bank holiday weekend, but then we see a lift up through next week, becoming very warm at the very least, if not hot. Most of the ensemble members and the ensemble mean, which is a white line, lifting up close to 15 degrees at 858 degrees. Some of the ensemble members, including the 6Z operational run, getting very, very close to 20 degrees at 858 PA, and maintain for quite a few days as well, interestingly. So this isn't like just a one-day wonder this time. It looks like this could be quite a warm or hot spell lasting for a few days around the turn of the month. Eventually, further on through the first week of September, we do cool down back close to average. Of course, that's a long way out. Precipitation-wise, therefore unreliable. Precipitation-wise, like dry weather next few days, but it looks like we could get some heavy rain right into Saturday through Maidstone. Other areas, of course, are going to be getting very wet from Storm Lillian starting tomorrow. And then after that, well, a lot of dry weather as things are warming up through next week. Possibly a fungy breakdown sometime around the beginning of September. Again, that is all quite unreliable stuff. Overall, that is a relatively dry ensemble graph, though. Temperature anomalies from the 22nd to the 30th of August, above average in most parts of Europe, particularly over on the eastern side of Europe, actually, but even in the north and the west, generally warmer than normal. And precipitation anomalies from the 22nd, 30th of August, most places coming out dry now, but a bit wetter to the far northwest. Latest wind flow map from nullschool.net shows that we've got this big low close to Iceland, between Scotland and Iceland, and a weather system coming through the country. And there's Lilian developing in the Atlantic just there. We'll be heading in, as we saw a moment ago, from the UK Met. That'll be heading in tonight and through tomorrow. Okay, let's start going with chart data then. Let's have a latest UK Met Euro looking for midnight on Sunday. For that's a pancake with westerly winds, high pressure south, low pressure is to the north. Into bank holiday Monday, low pressure brings further unsettled weather to the north, but mainly dry conditions down into the south. By the middle of next week, well, not convincingly bring up any hot air with the UK Met actually up to Thursday anyway. It is probably quite warm in the southeast corner, but otherwise low pressure still in the ascendancy. This is our icon is looking again rather flat and westerly for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday. Draws up with southwest flow, quite warm in the southeast corner. A little bit more mixo out to the north and the west. So we end up with icon looking like that. Low pressures out to the west, so still unsettled for Scotland and Northern Ireland. It is turning much warmer in the southeast corner there, I think, but how long it would last before this low would come pushing through, would be open to question. I would suspect probably no more than a day or so. Right, we've got the KMA next. Again, flat as pancake for Sunday with those westerly winds. On into next week, higher pressure trying to build to the south and to the east. But this low actually looks quite thundery, this. So we're up to the 29th, 30th of August. That low there, we have got some quite warm air pushing probably more onto the continent, but perhaps tapping into some of it in the southeast corner, but it's helping to fuel this low. So actually KMA much more unsettled for the end of August. And heavy showers, thunderstorms and whatnot. Now high pressure tries to get going again into the start of September, so perhaps more convincingly settling to the start of September, but that kind of delays things, delaying things becoming significantly warmer. Well, the GFS midnight run, again looking westerly through the weekend into the beginning of next week. Then high pressure builds to our east and northeast later next week. Have got low pressure out to west, with dragging up much warmer, hotter air from the south, turning hard across England and Wales, plus 20 Celsius iceberg there, just about getting into far southeast of England. That's pushed away quite quickly by the 31st of August, so as this low pressure heads in from off the Atlantic. However, not for long. The high pressure then re-establishes by day 10 and into the opening days of September. We're looking hot again, actually, with those upper air temperatures, before we probably start cooling things down and turning more unsettled towards the end of the first week of September. This gets us to the 7th of September today for GFS, and by then we're establishing a cooler westerly flow and start to turn a little bit more unsettled, but certainly quite hot there for a few days during the first week of September. And then the GFS 6Z in comparison, once more high pressure south, low pressure to northwesterly winds on Sunday. Into next week, high pressure building over to the east of the country, low pressure out to west, dragging up this southerly to southeasterly flow. So looking unstable and hot when we get to the end of next week. Again, plus 20 Celsius iceberg, making it into the extreme southeast of England there. Wow. And then the high pressure weakens on day 9, which is just here, might generate some thunderstorms, but by day 10, the high pressure re-strengthens again. So again, this is like several days of maintained very warm and or hot weather that we see here. Eventually, and we're late on now into the GFS run, no, it's unreliable, but by the 4th of September, low pressure starts heading in from off the Atlantic. We begin to turn cooler, fresher and a little bit more unsettled those upper air temps coming back down to closer to average for early September. If you're enjoying the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks so much for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. And thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much, everyone. Need to put on around 75 subscribers, I think, to get ourselves to 18.7k. So please give us a sub. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, GM. Again, we've got low pressure to the north, high pressure south on Sunday. Perhaps pancake westerly winds into next week. High pressure building over and to the east of the country as the week goes on. Shifts the wind around to a southerly southeasterly with low pressure out of the Atlantic, combining with the high pressure of Scandinavia to pull up this southerly southeasterly flow. Look at those upper air temperatures becoming hot across the west of Europe, and the UK is included in that, particularly England and Wales. There's a thundery low developing there by day 9, which is the 31st of August. Still hot, the upper air temperatures both. And then day 10, 1st of September, starts to bring some cooler and fresher air in from off the Atlantic. But it's still very warm, and it does also be Azores high is trying to build back up again, actually. So it will probably, similar to the GFS, I think, the GM will probably, bring the high pressure back after a brief interruption. And then lastly, we've got the ECM, looking like that. Low pressure to north, high pressure south, bringing in those flat westerly winds again. Into next week, high pressure does try to build to our south and east, but low pressure remains close to us in the Atlantic, and so we don't tap into those very hot upper air temperatures. They're more restricted onto the continent. And then the trough of low pressure just comes meandering in, really. Might trigger some downpours and thunderstorms. But we end up, very different to all of the other model output, we end up with a ridge out to the west of the northwest, a trough over Germany and the Low Countries, and bring wind in from a northerly direction. Obviously, that is a much cooler scenario. Look at the upper air temperatures for day 10. Very, very different to, say, the GM at day 9. And whatnot. There's the upper air temperatures for the GM at day 9, 31st of August. And, chalk and cheese, really, southerlies and northerlies. So, very different ECM run today. We'll see in a moment how that ranks within the options on the table in the ensemble clusters. Right, this is the precipitation forecast. Anyway, based on that ECM run, this is all the wet weather associated with Storm Lillian tonight and tomorrow. That will all be clearing out into the North Sea. Then we have been showers following along high. More wet weather, though, in across the south and the southeast for Saturday morning, before that gets out of the way to leave us with sunshine and showers. And then the rest of the bank holiday weekend brings rain into the north and west, but it's mostly dry for England and Wales anyway. And then into next week, well, suggestion of a bit of thunder there, I think, around the 30th of August. A few thunderstorms and whatnot. And then by the end of the ECM run, most of the rain's over on the continent as those winds are pulling into a northerly direction. Right, well, these are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10. 3 Oceanic Met Office. It gets us to the 1st of September. 15 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to the south and the east, low pressure out in the Atlantic. So that would bring up potentially hot air from the south. We've got 12 with high pressure again away to the east. I think we're bringing the wind up for a southerly southeastern direction with that. We've got 9 with a ridge from the Azores up into northern Europe. That's mostly dry and set. Probably not overly hot with that, but certainly warm. Then we've got 6, including the control and the operational run, with this ridge to the north type scenario. And, well, we know that's actually bringing down a northerly flow, but you would look at that and think we're bringing like an east or a southeasterly. Then we've got 6 here with high pressure to the north, but more influence from low pressure in the Atlantic. That's more unsettled. And 3 with high pressure to the north and the west, a trough to the east, and that would bring in the wind from the northeast. So a range of options there, all involving high pressure, really, but the position is the critical factor. In 2 weeks' time, it's going to update, let's have a look. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. And this, oh, blimey, There we go. And this is going to get us to the 6th of September. Oh, what are you doing, Gav? This is going to get us to the 6th of September. Just here, 13 members of the ECM ensemble with low pressure to the northern zone by Ben would turn cooler and more unsettled. 11 with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. Winds are coming in from westerly direction. We've got 8 with high pressure in the Atlantic into West Europe, mostly dry and warm with that. We've got another 8 with high pressure out of the Atlantic. That will bring the wind in, perhaps more from a northwesterly direction. We've got 6 with high pressure to the north, but some sort of trough through here. And then we've got 5 with high pressure to the north and low pressure to the southwest, or lower pressure to the southwest. So day 14, it looks like we probably are seeing signs of something a little bit more unsettled getting going. So if we do have a hot and dry start September, it probably doesn't last too long before we go back to something cooler and more unsettled. We'll see, though. GFS B2 finally, these are 500 millibar high times, bring down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 22nd, 28th of August. The next week looks unsettled with low pressure in the ascendancy to the north of Scotland. Wind 2 looks hotter. This is the 29th of August, 4th of September. High pressure is away to the east end, and we're drawing up wind from potentially a hot southerly direction. Week 3 will be the 5th to the 11th of September. Low pressure to the north of Scotland, high pressure out in the Atlantic. And we're starting to bring in more of a westerly flow back. So a little bit cooler, a little bit more unsettled. And back to the balance further into week 4. It's up to the 18th of September. Low pressure over and to the north of the country. Whoops, and we bring the wind in from the northwest. So cool and unsettled there. After a hot start to September, that is not how the month overall played out. Actually, CFS is indicating an increasingly cool and unsettled pattern getting going as September goes along. But as ever, we shall see. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and share what you think about this and all our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. So much to do about it. So what's happening on the channel tomorrow. GFS and UK weather forecast. Jamie Friday, 10 to 14 day. And tomorrow we're also releasing the EC42 day tomorrow evening rather than Saturday morning. That's going to get us towards October, I think. It focuses on the UK and Ireland. Well, you enjoy it, so a lot to come tomorrow. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Stay safe with those winds from Storm Lillian. We're out and about tomorrow morning. But for this one, that's all for now. And thanks so much.